personally, I have a conviction that we do our best to take through the officers about all these civil liberties. And I should candidly tell you that human rights used to be a topic in training wings. But due to, currently, human rights is a module, is a whole module. It's not a topic. So it will be taught as a module from point A up to point Z. So we need the officers from the training wing. They should not only define what is human rights, but they should know the aspects of human rights and how they are violated and the consequences of violating human rights. Participants, UPF, whatever it does, is guided by the law, which is the Constitution, Uganda Police Act, Cap 324 as amended, and we have other enabling laws that have come into place to ensure that the rights or all these civil rights are protected. That's the Prevention and Prohibition of Torture and the Human Rights Enforcement Act. So whatever we do to our best, we ensure that we do it within the embedment of these laws. And the question at hand is, what are the internal mechanisms when these civil liberties have been violated? Internally, what do we do? You and me, we have the answers. But nonetheless, I have told a colleague one time that, you see, it is always good to report to the father of the child that the child has committed an offense, for the father to discipline that child. Okay? But it is better if you can report to the uncle. What do I mean? When we talk about civil liberties and breach of these liberties, the guns are pointing at me, who was in breach. When it comes to arrest, was it illegal? If it was not illegal, the methodologies involved in arrest, was it arbitrary? If it is not, okay, the person has been detained. Has the detention gone beyond the Constitution provided time? That's 48 hours. If so, is there any allegation of torture? Under the Directorate of Legal and Human Rights Services, they have tried to have regional legal officers. The purpose of having regional legal officers is to ensure that they do what we call check and balances in our stations in conjunction with Human Rights Commission, to see that cases of over-detention are minimized or are ruled out. Cases of torture are also ruled out. But I have also believed that even detention beyond 48 hours is torture, isn't it? Yeah, psychological torture. So the regional legal officers internally work in hand with the administration to see that if there is any complaint and this complaint is brought on the table, the complainant is advised on the appropriate authorities to approach. Maybe the challenge is that the complainant may know to whom to complain to. When you came to OC station, believe me or not, the complaint may never reach the legal officer, in my view. It may never reach the legal officer. When you came to DPC, it may never reach. But if it reached the legal officer or the department we call PSU, regional PSU, they can also process your complaint in relation to civil liberties. And that department has done wonderful job, by the way. Even us internally, we complain, we say they rush with our files. They have done wonderful job. So internally, when there is any breach of civil liberty, if a person approached the legal officer at the regional level, then this legal officer should be in position, if he or she can't handle, should be in position to make a referral. And a referral is, if it is not through the Human Rights Commission, it should be through a professional standard unit. But again, this is a case which may not require professional standard unit. Yes? This is a case which may require someone needs to be compensated. Professional standard unit, this one handles the internal discipline. Okay? When we talk of detention beyond 48 hours, someone is claiming damages. So for us internally, we shall apply painkillers. We shall correct ourselves on how to handle issues. But again, this person will still be in a loss. So we normally make those referrals to Human Rights Commission to see that they handle. We also make referrals to legal aid clinics within Amidistas, who picks up and see how they can process such complaint. The other body which I think we have not made use of is the DSC, District Security Committee meetings. In this DSC, all stakeholders of the district sit in these meetings, and the political wing, that's the LOC5, should always be instrumental when it comes to abuse of civil liberties, when it comes to these meetings, because they can hit hard on our activities, and that enables us, when we go back, we clear our house. In reference to those other two laws I mentioned, that is Prevention and Prohibition of Torture and the Enforcement of Human Rights Act, we see that not only the person or the suspect is liable under those acts, but when you read them properly, we see that even the supervisor the person who supervises the one who allegedly committed the acts of breaches of human rights, liberties, can be liable. But how you process that goes back to the Evidence Act, that he who alleges must. When you allege about over detention, it is incumbent you to prove. So through the sister partners, I think there is need. On our side, through the office of CLO, we continue to carry the mantle to sensitize the public about their rights. Wherever CLO is on either TV station or radio station, normally sensitizes the public about their rights and what they ought to do while they are at our stations. So on your side, you need to know what you need to put together, so that when you are lodging a complaint that your civil liberty was infringed upon, your complaint should be watertight. Because if it is not watertight, then it may be challenged. That's what I can say. We have seen cases where we take on individual responsibility. Yes? We take on individual responsibility. You commit a breach on civil liberty. We tell you, for instance, God forbid, Mangeni Denis, under your authority, detain this person beyond 48 hours. Go and answer to this. And the law has it that there is a percentage you are going to pay when judgment is against you. There is a percentage on your salary you are going to contribute on compensation. And this, I think, it has helped to reduce on our on our excess powers. When it comes to arrests, because we believe that once I suspect you that you have or you are about, I can cause your arrest. But at the back of my mind, if I'm aware that in case this arrest turns out to be illegal, there is a portion I have to pay, then I reduce on my speed. I apply speed governor on that, on the arrest. Given those internal mechanisms, the other one is that once a complainant has not got an answer from a unit commander, wherever he or she complained, other doors are open. For instance, if OC station where you reported has acted, but in a delaying manner, you can still go to DPC, and through DPC you can still go to the region. Though all this may be bureaucratic, but these are the channels. And in cases where such complaints are raised, we sit, we verify, and we find out that, oh, true, this happened. We normally call upon these people through the office of CLO, and we see how we mediate, either with the officer who could have breached the civil liberty, with the complainant, and where we see that parties are not agreeing to agree, then we normally forward such complaints to our next authorities. That's in case we have not done the referral. And any decision we make at that unit level, we normally inform our bosses. That is at the Directorate of Legal, who normally in turn approves the decisions. Wajamen, we are open to see that today it may be you and tomorrow it will be me. And when it will be me, I don't know how I will feel. Yes? This is how I felt one day. When these organizations come up like this, in such workshops, on our side, it is a wake-up call. On our side, and we take it serious that we have to check on all the activities we do, and we have to keep on reminding our officers about their obligations in the process of discharging their duties. I should also share with you that under our human rights policy, we emphasize accountability. With accountability, simply giving feedback to the community on whatever we do. Though the feedback we have been doing is telling the complainant, your case has reached this level. You inform your witnesses, we are going to court. Though the other feedback we also need to give to the complainant, which they mistake, by the way. When I call a complainant and I inform him or her that I'm going to grant police bond, they normally mistake that I have to request him or her. We get it. For me, I don't have to request a complainant that I'm going to issue a police bond to the suspect. But it is courtesy to inform you or bring you on board. We sit and say, this person has been with us for this period of time, and we need to punch up here and there in the evidence. We can't adduce him in court. So we wanted you to be aware that we are going to issue police bond. And in some instances, I have paused to request the complainant to be a surety, which is impossible. But just to inbox the complainant that the suspect will not run away, will not invade the process of justice. So with accountability, we ensure that we give the feedback to the community. Transparency, other than what is confidential to the security and to the force at large, we ensure that whatever we do is transparent to the public. The PRO is always outside there to ensure that the public is in the know of what is happening.